boy, she's acting really weird. But then I thought, well, maybe she's in a hurry for an appointment. So what I shared with her was, I looked at her and I said, you know what? Come on up. You can get in front of me. And I was getting ready to be rung up. I said, can you ring her up first? Because I think she might be late for an appointment. And she turned to me and she said, oh my God, thank you so much. Because I don't know how you knew, but I am running late for an interview for a job. Now, I could have been someone that totally ignored what another person was going through. She actually made me feel good by me just giving up my spot and allowing her to come up front. She turned to me and looked at me and said, thank you, because I don't know how you knew, but I'm late for an interview and I wanted to have a fresh breath, because she only had some mints in her hand to pay for, and I was standing there with about 5 or 6 items of household cleaning products, and it would have took more time than it needed to, and I wasn't in a hurry, so I figured, she was antsy, and I saw this while I was waiting to get up to the front to be waited on. So it's just little things like that that we need to be conscious of, that we can help another person out with their problem. She only had that one little item, and they only had one counter open, and they had a line of people. It's so funny, the lady behind me that was in front of her got very upset that I did that. And I turned to her and I said, I'm grateful for the opportunity to help other people. In fact, I'm so grateful, I'm going to let you go in front of me too. And she looked at me and she said, oh, that's okay, I can wait my turn. People need to learn how to wait until their turn is. I said, well, she's getting ready to go to an interview. And I looked at the lady and I said, I don't know how I knew, but I knew I needed to let her go first so she could get to wherever she needed to get to. Maybe she was.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking, Sam, that she was on her lunch hour and she might be late to work, but actually she was on her way to get an interview. So that was, one opportunity that I had to sprinkle the magic dust, helping someone else solve their problem. And everything works out for everyone involved. I let the lady behind me go in front of me too, and then it got to the gentleman behind that lady, the second lady, and he just laughed. He said, oh, you going to let me go too? And I said, no. I see you're not in a hurry nowhere, but I'm grateful to have the chance to meet you. And we end up standing there and talking with the clerk for about 15 minutes about working online. It was an opportune moment for me, really, and I was very grateful for that. The gentleman that was there, he was a retired military person, and him and his wife had just moved to Cincinnati, and he was sharing with me that different different thoughts he had about Cincinnati. And it's funny, someone that was from North Carolina that moved here to Cincinnati, I said, oh my God, you left the beautiful weather for Four Seasons weather, why would you do that? And he said that he was sharing with me that they moved here because we have one of the best cancer centers in this region. And I thought, oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that Christ Hospital was one of the chosen hospitals that cancer center people with cancer go to. So that I learned something out of that process. And then I knew the clerk, so he was like, Deborah, every time you come in, you always, are able to share things with people, and I really like that about you. And I said, wow, that makes me feel good. His name is Darren. I'm always talking to him. He's such a delightful person. But that was what, my opportunity yesterday to sprinkle magic dust at Walgreens. And I was able to get his card. The gentleman that was from the military, I was able to get his card. And it is, I'm looking for opportunities now when I'm out the home, because I do work from home. I don't get out as much as I'd like to, but I look for opportunities to connect with people offline to introduce them to the opportunity of making money online or participating in. And for all I know, the gentleman that I met from the military, he may be listening to the call, because he did write it down, and I was impressed with that. How to get to um, the show. He said he wanted to listen to the show. So if you're out there listening, I wanted you to know that I'm very grateful for meeting you yesterday, and I'm looking for us getting together and having our cup of coffee with you and your wife. We had agreed to hook up and have coffee at Panera Bread one day. So the opportunity of sharing with another person is always an abundance there right in front of us, and you never know how you can help someone else or they help you. You just have to be open to connect. And that's part of the magic dust process. When you spread magic dust all over the place, the universe is opening up for opportunities for you to help yourself. And that's the part I like. You know, there's no one ever come to my home, and I have service people come to my home all the time. There were some tree trimming guys that were here yesterday. And they were part of my gratitude list. I was grateful that they came to trim the trees from my house so it doesn't mess up my roof. They trimmed away the dead parts of a tree that I have on the right side of my yard because it's dying. It has a fungus on it. It's dying. And it looks so much better now from the driveway. In fact, the dead parts were falling down into the driveway that when I sat outside at night in the gateway of my minivan, I like to sit there and look up at the sky at night and just imagine, the universe and how vast it is. And it's very comfortable sitting right there on the gateway of my minivan. So I got, a blanket and pillows there, and I just get real comfortable. I can lay down and look up and see the stars, Those are the little special moments I take for myself at night. But I was very grateful for them. And because I was live on the streaming on the show yesterday, I didn't get an opportunity to thank them personally. But I have their name and their company name from their truck. So I'm going to look them up today, and I'm going to send them a thank you card, because they did a really good job. The acid rain in this region is destroying the trees, and I didn't want those items, falling and maybe hit my car, or one tree in the backyard could fall on my shed, and I'd be without a shed for a while until I replaced it, or hit someone else's property, and I end up getting sued and have to, put a claim in on my insurance. But it's just those little things I think about that I'm conscious of. I am very grateful for. And it's funny. We are so busy. We're so extremely busy and focused on me that we forget to operate in a method of we. We all make the world go round. We all make the world possible for each other. And my belief is the more people that are grateful and conscious of the number of people that operate in their lives, the better the place that our world will be. I'm not sure how we can change the agenda of that 1% that are controlling the world today, but if there's enough of us, all of the rest of us, it should rub off. It should change the way things are done today. And I'd be grateful for that, because I've got grandchildren that are going to live in this world when I'm dead and gone. And I don't want to leave them with, a bag of tricks or a mess that we created and they don't know how to handle it. Last night was one of my nights to get into it was my documentary night, and I really went into the wee hours of the morning watching documentaries about vastly many things. And one of them that was shared with me that in the I'm actually a member of the newsletter ForbiddenTruths.com. ForbiddenTruths.com. Listen, I'm telling you, if you want to learn things and you don't want to have to go looking for them, they send a video a day to teach you about so much. I really enjoy receiving their emails, and I've gotten so busy, I've gotten behind. So last night, I was enjoying them so much, I was actually watching documentaries till 3 o'clock in the morning. But if you're a person, a science type person, or you're a New World Order person and want to keep up with the times, if you want to understand the law, if you want to learn how to heal from natural remedies, that is a website that you really want to check out. ForbiddenTruths.com. They will send you a documentary to watch. Some of them can run just a few minutes to educate you. And what it does, it allows you to get out of the box on your thinking, on your beliefs, and consider other things in the process. And some of them, of the videos, are long documentaries. They can run as much as 2 hours. So that's where I learned a lot of stuff about what's really going on in our world today. Most people would think, well, that's negative information. I had a friend of mine tell me, oh, I don't want to watch those documentaries. That's all negative. And that's fine. That's what she chooses to believe. I am grateful for the fact that it allows me to know something that I don't know. It's entertaining and it's educational. And it allows me to be free to make other choices about what I choose to believe. She did receive them for a while, and then she decided, I don't want to learn this stuff. Well, science isn't for everybody, you know. Psychology isn't for everybody. But if you have a open mind and a desire to learn what you don't know, you don't have to be a lover of it. And you don't have to be over inundated with it. Just be open to realize that everything that you've been taught has been a lie up to now. And you should really want to know what the truth is. The internet has allowed, and I'm so grateful for the internet. I say that every day. Even with its challenges and its problems, I am grateful for the internet and how it's evolving and growing. Because it has opened up the world to all of us, to allow us to learn more. No one can ever tell me something that I can't go research and find where it originated, why that person believes it, and what is my belief in it. That's the freedom we have. And that freedom is every day they're trying to take it away from us because they can't control a thinking mind. And they can't hide the truth. You know how they used to say, everybody got some skeletons in their closet? Well, I'm saying you have to agree with me. Nowadays, well, you don't have to agree with me, but I'm sure you would see what I'm saying. Nowadays, people that think they can hide their skeletons, their dirty deeds in the closet, that's changing. You can't do that anymore because somebody's gonna expose it. A lot of this stuff from the past is being exposed right now today. That's why those documentaries are so important. But I truly believe that as each and every one of us begin to live a life of gratitude, be thankful for our lives, our journey, and the people that function in it to make the life you have more empowered, more inspired, more abundant, we will change the way the world is working. It's a slow, dragging process, But I truly believe I have I have hope for the future. It's a mess right now, and a lot of people agree with that. But I still have hope for the future. I have to have it because I have grandchildren. My children's children, your children's children, will be the ones that have to live through it. And I don't want to leave that for them. So we have to do what we can now to fix it for them. And a lot of people don't even understand what that means, but imagine your grandchild is going to have to pay a deficit that was created by someone else. That's not fair to them. So I truly hope that they come up with a way that this monetary system changes. And I don't want it to be for what they're wanting to change it for, because I don't believe in the right to inject into our bodies any kind of chip, because they can turn it off at any given time. I looked at who's going to control the chip. You don't have any control of it. So I don't want that. But I want us to wake up and see that there has got to be another way. Christians are sitting back and waiting on Jesus Christ to return. And I believe Jesus Christ is giving us what we need right now to change it ourselves. So when he come back, he don't have to kick so much butt. uh, for those of you that were wondering what happened to Omar, he's busy working on some trees. He has a tree trimming business, offline as well as his online business with the VIP app. So he'll be here. There will be days that he can't show up because he does run an offline business, and I'm grateful for that, for him to have some, that is his cash flow. We all got to work with what we got. But I believe that with this joint venturing, we're going to take his VIP app to a whole nother level, and I'm looking forward to that. I'm very excited about that, really. Now that I've come to get the concept of it, it took a minute for me to wrap my head around the concept. But now that I see it, this is something that you're going to want to be a party to. And we're going to unveil it to you very shortly. We're setting up the necessary interview and website so you can opt in to get the VIP app and download it and be a party to 100% open rate in your marketing, as well as participating in the Conversations with Deborah show. That's going to be really nice when the show goes live. We don't have to really worry about someone showing up because we showed up. And that's going to be exciting, for everyone that has the app. That's how it'll work, right on their desktop, right on their mobile phone. That's going to be fun. But I know very little about it. What I'm sharing with you is what I've come to learn. But there's so much more involved. That's why it's taking time for us to get things set up and arrange the legality of it, because it is invented by someone else. We need to, iron out all the facts before we go forward. But this is an app that it's available right now. In fact, I will be putting the description, in our description, I will be putting a link where you can go and check it out. For those of you that are on the Google Plus, the Google Hangout, if you have any questions about today's reading, you can ask it, and I'll be more than happy to, or if you have a comment, I'll be more than happy to read a comment. If you have anything you'd like to share with us, with the listeners, I'll be more than happy to, I'll take those now. I'm going to take a break for a minute, and we'll be right back.
I just want to say testing 1 2 3 testing. Thank you, Deborah.
We'll be right back.
How would you like to make $20 just by filling out a simple form on your computer? Well, you can, and there's also a way to continue earning $20 over and over again. Let me explain how it works. You've seen those gift cards and debit cards at the front of the big box stores of your local grocery stores, right? Well, did you know that that shelf space is some of the most valuable and expensive space in the entire retail store? And that those cash card companies pay the store a big fat commission every time one of their customers takes a card and loads it with cash. Well, NetSpend decided that they would like to distribute their MasterCard and Visa debit cards in a different way. Instead of paying the big box stores, they would rather pay their own customers that fee instead of the super wealthy retail stores. So here's how it works. When you fill out the short form on the NetSpend website, they will mail you a MasterCard or Visa debit card, which you'll receive usually within a week. You then load that card with at least $40, which you can easily do at any local grocery stores or anywhere that Western Union is found. Heck, you can even do it online yourself. And within 48 hours, NetSpend will add an additional $20 onto your card that you can spend any way you want, anywhere you want. Now, most of the time, they're actually going to load it within minutes of you putting your $40 onto your card. When I went to my local grocery stores and loaded my card, I had my extra $20 loaded before I even got to the checkout stand. And that's because they sent me a text showing that it had already been deposited. Now, if you like that, just wait until you learn how you can get NetSpend to start loading your card with $20 commissions over and over again. Remember when you filled out the original form to get your own card? Well, that action also gave you your own instant website on the NetSpend website that allows you to refer other people. And every time that they get their own debit card and place $40 on it, NetSpend will send you $20 directly to your card. And your customer, of course, gets their $20. So actually, NetSpend is paying out $40 every time a new account is opened. Now, watch this. If you refer your spouse and they get their own card, well, you earn $20 for that referral. And your spouse, of course, made $20 when they loaded their $40. And you were paid another $20 when they did that same action. So in total, you and your spouse earned a total of $60 in pure profit. So let me ask you this question. How many couples do you know that could use an extra $60 and then be positioned to earn additional $20 referral fees onto those cards over and over again, just like you? Now, while this is a great income source by itself, imagine how strong it is when you use this as a feeder program for your main business opportunity. In other words, this can pay the startup costs for someone wishing to join your main business. If your referral wants to keep all the cash, they can. If they want to use that cash to invest in your business, well, they can do that too. The choice is theirs. So go ahead and fill out the form right now and get your debit card on the way and get your affiliate link right now.
That's another one of our sponsors, and the website for that is the number 20 $gift.com. That's the number 20 $gift.com. Sam, with that, did you have anything you wanted to share else with today's reading? Otherwise, I'm going to stop the hangout and come over here to Tiny Chat, where we can interact on other information, tools, and tips.
No, it was real good. I'm trying to record on. The reading was excellent, and that what you said about all that you said was very encouraging. And
yeah, sprinkling magic yesterday.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, really
well,
enjoyed
I'm
it.
only the facilitator for the book, reading the book. So I'm very grateful that Rhonda Byrne wrote the book, and we can share that information with our listeners. Tomorrow at 11 o'clock, we will be here with day 11 of the 28-day challenge, learning how to live a life of gratitude. Go out today and sprinkle some magic dust everywhere. Think about the people that are in your life, making your life uh, as comfortable as it is right now. And as you show more gratitude for those people, those things, those services, you will begin to receive more. I wish you all a great day, awesome, prosperous, and joyful and happy day. Bye bye. Okay, so that ends the broadcast side of the Google Hangout.
Yeah,
Um, Let me get the.
I'm just trying to record on Tiny Chat, and
Uh huh.
I did find out that you can have an internal button to click on. I'll have to
Oh, you do?
explain. Yeah, to not have to have that loop. So I'm recording now,
Oh,
and it's not looping.
awesome, awesome. How did you find that?
It's on the the little box that you spread out. It's on that box. It's right beside where it says on and off. It has a little. I think it's a little speaker or a microphone. I forget. But you have to uh, turn that on, and then it does internal recording of the audio. I'm not sure if it's recording my voice now though, because I'm just not sure. It doesn't show up on the modulation unless it's real low. Oh, unless it's real low, uh, it's not may not be recording me.
Are you muted?
Uh, I may
No,
be
no,
mute.
you're using that tool you bought, right?
Yeah.
Well, then whatever's coming through the speakers is what it's recording.
Well, yeah, but it's not coming through the speaker. My voice is not coming through the speaker.
Oh, so it may not be. I see what you're saying. It may not be recording your voice. So until you stop that recording and test it, you really won't know, will you?
That's right. So probably not recording my voice unless I can figure out how I can make it record, put my voice through the speaker.
I see. I see. Um. Hmm. So it's got you muted while you're doing the tiny chat room is muted, or um.
My microphone coming through the recorded session, that new recording software, is not recording my voice.
I see. Well, maybe it's in the background of how it records will pick up your voice, because you would think if it's a desktop recording system that it has propagated in such a way. I'm not IT, so I don't know how they build this software, but you would think it would want to record your voice if you're doing, especially if you're doing an instruction of something that you want recorded, uh, what's going on your desktop, and you may be talking about it. So you just never know until you stop the recording session and then play it back whether it's
Yeah.
going to work or not.
Yeah, I've been recording for 28 minutes.
Oh, okay, okay.
So uh, I'll be able to tell. If it doesn't, I have to figure out how I can do that. I think I can. I'm probably just a setting.
Got you, got you. I got you. So, wow. I wanted to play something today in the room here at Tiny Chat that's in regard to how our beliefs affect our quantum field. I did get this from YouTube, and I'm not sure how long it is, but it'll open up the ability to see why we believe what we believe and how it affects everything that we do. I'm going to share this video with our listeners and you, and see if we can mastermind about it afterwards and see how our thought pattern is with it. If it'll play, yeah, it's going to play in the room. Great.
Same thing we do every night, Pinky. try to take over the world.
This is being recorded.
Hi, this is Greg Kuhn. Today I'll be reading an excerpt from my book, Why Quantum Physicists Play Grow a Greater You. We've spent 5 chapters describing how our universe works for you. A consciousness-possessing time-space event more commonly referred to as a human being. In this fashion, we have constructed the creation pyramid. Atypical for building a structure in the physical world, however, we built the top of this pyramid first, because, after all, since we now know that the creation of the material world is a top-down process, it's only right that we begin our pyramid in the same manner. Starting at the top of this creation pyramid, we correctly identified you as the contextual creator. Having secured the most important part first, we next moved to the foundation of the structure, the ground floor, with the understanding that the universe is actually an ocean of energy with the potential to become anything. One level up, we've built another floor that tells you that you and all other things in the material world are waves on that energy ocean, or warm spots in it. The next level of this pyramid is your understanding that you are a very special wave or warm spot, a thing that, because you have a consciousness, creates other things. We created another floor of this creation hierarchy by exploring how you create things by forming coherence between your special creator energy and the rest of the energy ocean. And still another floor of this pyramid was built through the understanding that coherence between you and the ocean of energy is formed through a very specific delivery vehicle, your true expectations. And nearing completion of this edifice, almost back to the top of the pyramid, we learned that your expectations are created unconsciously by your beliefs. The last floor, before getting back to where we began, is the knowledge that your expectations, being formed unconsciously, are often not synonymous with your top-of-mind desires. Now we're ready to return to you, putting the finishing touches on the top floor of this beautiful creation pyramid. This top floor is the beautiful observatory from whence you will play Grow a Greater You with immense power, influence, and efficacy. It is where you are found. And head of this pyramid is where we find the fountainhead of those all-important, true and unconscious expectations of yours. Those very expectations that, even while you remain almost entirely unaware of them, are being used to form coherence with the quantum field and thus manifest a material reality for you. In this chapter, you, the top of the pyramid, will get the finishing touches. You will learn about your beliefs. As with expectations, do not suppose that you already have a complete understanding of your beliefs. I don't intend to insult your intelligence, as I'm sure you're at least reasonably familiar with beliefs, but staying with me here will pay large dividends as you play this game. Why are your beliefs so vital? Imagine you are in charge of the water supply for your town. There is a large reservoir half a mile away from your quaint village, and the people who live in your town get their water directly from underground streams that flow directly out of that reservoir, running right to a series of wells all your neighbors use to get their water. If the reservoir became polluted and unsuitable for consumption, would you try to fix it by cleaning up the water in the wells? Of course not, because your task would never end. Instead, you'd go right to the reservoir because that is the source of the water in those wells. Cleaning up the reservoir would automatically bring about the needed improvements in the well water. In that analogy, of course, the wells represent